For a generation of TV fans, Sarah Michelle Gellar wasn't just an actress. She was the face of female empowerment in the late 90s and early 2000s. Playing Buffy Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was witty, tough, and unstoppable. But while audiences cheered her on-screen heroics, what was happening behind the scenes was far from heroic. Years later, Gellar would finally reveal that the set of Buffy was anything but a safe or empowering place. In fact, she called it an extremely toxic male set, where fear, intimidation, and control dictated the culture. At the Rap's Power of Women Summit, Gellar explained that for years, she believed toxicity was simply the price of doing business in Hollywood. She described how women on set were often pitted against one another, as if genuine friendships between actresses would somehow threaten the balance of power. And while she didn't name names, the shadow of Joss Whedon, the series' celebrated creator later accused of misconduct by multiple cast and crew members, loomed heavily over her words. What's striking is how long Sarah carried the silence. For decades, she was proud of Buffy, but careful never to speak about what went on once the cameras stopped rolling. And when the dam finally broke, she admitted she no longer wanted her name forever tied to Whedon's legacy, though she remains proud of what Buffy means to fans. This revelation didn't come out of nowhere. In 2021, when co-star Charisma Carpenter accused Whedon of abusive behavior during her pregnancy, the conversation around Buffy shifted. More actors came forward, describing emotional manipulation and harassment, forcing the world to reevaluate a show once considered groundbreaking. And right there in the middle of it was Gellar, the face of the series, finally stepping forward to say, yes, the set was toxic. For fans who grew up idolizing her, this was a heartbreaking confirmation that their beloved series had a much darker story behind the curtain. But Gellar didn't stop at exposing the past. She used her platform to point out how damaging these environments can be for young actors, especially women. Imagine being in your 20s, working on a hit show, and being told that this culture of fear is normal. Sarah admitted she thought that's just how the industry worked. And that belief shaped her confidence, her career choices, even her ability to trust colleagues. That kind of environment leaves a mark. And for many years, she carried that weight quietly, while audiences assumed she was living the dream. Yet Sarah Michelle Gellar's story isn't just about pain. It's also about resilience and change. Today, she's vocal about creating healthier, safer spaces on film and television sets. She talks about how the industry has slowly shifted. More women in leadership positions, more openness about mistreatment, and more accountability for people in power. Still, she acknowledges that the ghosts of those earlier years don't just disappear. Speaking out is still risky, especially for women. But her willingness to finally share her truth has inspired countless others to do the same. So now, fans see Buffy Summers in a new light. The strong heroine fighting monsters every week was also being played by a young woman facing her own battles off camera. And by revealing her story, Sarah Michelle Gellar reminds us that even the brightest stars sometimes shine through the darkest circumstances. It's a reminder that the shows we love can have shadows, but acknowledging them is the first step toward change. What do you think? Should Sarah have spoken out sooner, or was she right to wait until she was ready? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love uncovering the real Hollywood stories behind your favorite stars, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Celebrity Rewind, and hit the bell icon so you never miss